2015 MCQ to the question number 36, database question. So programmer, there is a table relation schema. Then programmer is the table name, client table name, project table name, workflow, relationship. So now look at the programmer table. Primary key is the program ID. Rest of the other things are attributes. Then client table, client ID is the primary key. Other things are attributes. Then project table, project ID is the primary key. Other things are attributes. And other than that, the yellow color highlighted one, client ID is there. So client ID is the primary key of where? Client table. So therefore, we can take client ID as a foreign key. Then work for program ID, project ID. So there are two keys. So that is composite key. So that composite key means actually program ID is a foreign key. It is coming from the programmer table. That is a primary key of the programmer table. Project ID is the primary key of the project table. Those two keys together make the foreign key. Okay, then that green color one. Then start date, end date is there. So by looking this one, we have to assume one to many or many to one or many to many. So just look at the first one. Programmer ID is there in the programmer table as well as workflow. Program ID is there in the program table as well as workflow. So by looking that, we can assume workflow is a relationship. And client table contain client ID. Okay. And client ID is moving to the, again, project table. So client ID is a primary key of the client table, and it is moving to the foreign key, moving to the project table as foreign key. That means one to many relation should be there in the between the client and project. Client and project, one to many relationship came as a result of one to many came as a result of client ID moves to the project side in the relation schema. Okay, client ID is there in the projects table as a foreign key. So if like this, client ID is moving to the project side as a result of the one-to-many relationship. The one-side attribute, one-side primary key is moving to the many side. Therefore, project table contain the client ID as the foreign key. Then programmer ID, programmer name is there as well as program ID, project ID. So that is a relationship. So many to many relationship should be there. The reason why, if the many to many is there, while mapping, we will draw three tables according to the rule. That means one is for the relationship, the other one is for the two tables. There will be two tables separately with the relationship. Then altogether three tables are there. So we can assume many-to-many relationship between the programmer and the workflow. Program and the project, and workflow is the relationship. Can you all understand? So I tried to draw the diagram. So program ID, and there are other attributes as well in the programmer table. I took only the primary keys. Then project ID. So when we map the ER diagram for this relation schema, you can see something like this. So the question, consider the following statement. A programmer works for at most one project at any given time. One project. Programmer work for one project. We can't say like that for any given time. One project cannot be. It should be many to many. Why? The relationship work for also there and programmer project. So with that, we have to assume that it's many to many. Therefore, the answer A is wrong. B, program is assigned to a single client at any given time. B, assigned to single client at any given time. A program is assigned to a single client at any given time. There's no such kind of relationship between program and the client. Therefore, we can't take B as the answer. C, the one client can have more than one project. One client may have more than one project. Yes, it can be. Therefore, the final answer C is the correct one. So answer 3 is the answer. Okay. If you want, you can draw this one. Question number 36. Consider the following. No, 37. Which of the following is correct with respect to attributes of the relations? Attribute gender, NIC, and mobile number are candidate keys of the program relation. Can we say the gender as a candidate key? It's duplicating for according to the records. Therefore, we can't take gender as the candidate key. So the next one, attribute start date is a derived attribute. Is that derived? Derived attribute, example, age. Can you remember? The age was derived from the date of birth. Okay. Attribute, just show you. Can write. Derived attribute, I'll show you. So a date of birth, only we are going to put into the database. From that date of birth, we did this one. Can you remember derived attributes? The DOB is there. From the DOB, we derive the age by subtracting the today date. The DOB subtract from the today date. Then we find out the age. We are not going to store the age in the database, but DOB we store according to the date. Here the age may change. Okay. Then descriptive attributes mean attributes which is on the relationship. This one. Okay. So descriptive attributes are there on the relationship. Now we'll move to the question. Attribute date is a derived attribute. Start date is not a derived attribute. Attribute NIC can be considered as alternative key for the programmer relationship. Attribute NIC. Yeah, it can be the alternative key. Okay. So in this tables, attribute NIC. Just look at where is NIC. NIC in the programmer table. So NIC can be the alternative key for the programmer table. That's correct. Then next one, attribute start date is a foreign key for the work for relationship. Attribute start date is a foreign key. No. The foreign key is the, yeah, look at the question. Attribute start date is a foreign key for the work for relationship. Work for relationship, the program ID and the project ID working as a composite key. Then, yes, so each record in work for relation can be uniquely identified by the project ID. No, only unique. We need both composite, both keys. That mean project ID and the other one, program ID is needed to identify the work for relationships data. Okay, so we need both together, not only the project ID. Therefore, last one also wrong. Then finally, we can move to the answer as 3. Next one, which of the following is correct? All relations are in third normal form. No, we can't say third normal form because of the programmer table. So programmer table is something like first normal, and there are partial dependencies, mobile phone, that means degree, university. There are some partial dependencies. Therefore, we can't exactly say it is in the third normal form. All relation. Second one, All relation except the programmer are in third normal form. Yes, programmer is not in the third normal form, but the other things. Client can be in the third normal form. There are no transitive dependencies. Project third normal form, work for third normal form, but programmer is not in the third normal form. Second one is correct. Third one, all relation except the client are in third normal. No, that is wrong because of the programmer table. All relation except the projects are in third normal form. Wrong because of the programmer table. All relationship work for are in the third normal form except the work for. No, the reason is programmer is not in the third normal form. It's look like first normal form. Programmer table එකේ partial dependencies ලා ඉන්නවා. ඒ නිසා මෙයා second normal form එකට ඇවිල්ලා නැහැ programmer table. We can't say programmer table in the third normal form. Therefore, the last three are wrong. Last three and the first one is wrong. Okay. Consider the following database constraints: primary key, data type, foreign key. Which of the above constraints does not allow user to duplicate the data in the database table? Primary key is not allowed to duplicate the data in the database table. Then, consider the following four relational database tables to answer the question 40 and 41. Which of the following action is taken by the database management system? You can't do that. Still, that one we didn't do. Which of the following is correct respect to the above table? All the tables are in third normal form. Can we say this is in third normal form by looking this one? We can't because the relationships are not defined perfectly. So they must give this one as a composite key if it is so. Not given, therefore the first one is wrong. Normalization has been applied to these tables. It's not applied to all the tables because of the delivery table. It should be composite key. And the primary keys are not defined. Okay. In this delivery table, if you want to uniquely identify one record, so which one should be the primary key? That means composite, which should be belongs to the composite key. Now I am telling there should be composite key to identify the records uniquely. Then, if it is so, what should be the keys for the primary keys for the composite in this table? Item number supplier. Not only that. So items and number and supplier. Okay, we'll see whether repeating one. This is highlighted in yellow color. And see, there's another yellow color one. Then duplicate it. Then not only the item number supplier, what should be there? Batch number also we have to take there. Okay. Therefore, in this one, item number, supplier, batch number, all three has to be joined together and make the composite key. Okay, can you understand? Therefore, I took this one not normalized as well as primary key also not defined. Item, supplier, batch, all three together composite key will make. Then, integrity constraints are correctly applied to this table. What do you mean by integrity constraint? Foreign keys. Okay, that is foreign keys. The normalization and integrity constraint are properly applied. That's wrong. Fourth one, there is no evidence to say that integrity constraints are properly applied. That's the correct one. They are not showing the foreign keys are properly applied. Therefore, the answer should be the fourth one. That's all for the 2015 databases. Okay. It's difficult to draw the ER diagram for this one because they have not given the primary keys and the foreign keys. But according to the given relationship, we can just sketch it. Okay. So the answer should be the this fourth one. Okay.